Hey everyone, it is Dorothy-Inez, and we are live here on this beautiful, gorgeous Friday. For those of you that may be tuning in with me for the very first time, my name is Dorothy-Inez. That is my first name. And I am a confidence and beauty expert. And I love, love, love helping confident women who secretly struggle with confidence on the inside, who secretly struggle with showing up and shining online and in person, have the confidence that they need to be all that God has called them to be in their personal and professional lives. And so, one of the things I'm passionate about is self care. And so today I have brought on one of my beautiful friends, Miss Jen Dial. She is a meditation expert. And today we are going to educate you on meditation, and Jen is going to walk us through a beautiful meditation today. When I experienced Jennifer's meditations, I have to tell you, I was so moved. I felt the Spirit of God all over me. And I was like, you know what, Jennifer, we have got to bring you on. I have got to share you with everybody that I know. So, on that note, let me introduce my dear friend, Jen Dial. Jen Dial has been practicing and teaching guided mindful meditation for almost 30 years. So we truly have an expert in our midst. Jen's company, the Dial Meditation Method, incorporates her proprietary guided visualization techniques that heal, release anxiety, cultivate inner peace, and replace limiting beliefs with renewed self-confidence. These practices help clients shift their mindset and experience rapid growth and transformation. So on that note, let me bring on Miss Jen Dial. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you for having me, Dorothy-Inez.
Thank
It's such a
you. Yes, and I'm so glad you're here. Let me make sure that we are live. I should have done that before. Yep, we are live. I want to make sure this is public. So, yep. So everybody can see us. We don't want any audiences missing out on all this goodness that you are going to be gifting us with today. So, all right, and I'm going to have my screen up so that way if there's any comments that come through, hopefully I can see any comments or questions from our beautiful audience. Okay, so Jen, I'm so glad to have you here today. We were supposed to have you last month, but we finally got you here. And so I'm just going to jump right into the juiciness that is you and ask you to tell us, how did you get into meditation? Because when I met you, I believe you were doing permanent cosmetics, and then we had this amazing connection. And then like a year later, Jen is doing meditation. So tell us the scoop. What's the tea on this? Spill it, girl.
I love that term. The tea is that I have been studying and practicing mindful meditation for over 30 years. And so that's just always been part of me, part of who I am, and a discipline and a practice that I have embraced and taught others all along my path. I started 30 plus years ago in corporate America. I had just graduated from college and I needed something of substance. I've always been a member of a Christian church and Mariners Church in Orange County. And that's been something that feeds me spiritually. But I needed some other skills actually that could amplify my work and help me with the stress and anxiety that I was experiencing in the corporate workplace. I was in a male-dominated environment. I was traveling all over the place. And while I was successful, I was also out of balance in my life. And so I sought balance. And I'm sure you can relate to that, Dorothy-Inez.
Absolutely.
Well, it was my time to reconnect and to have some skills that would help me create more balance, create more inner peace. I was also experiencing a lot of PTSD from some childhood trauma. So
Mm-hmm.
all this came to pass and created really what I look at as a perfect storm, that I was able to get my hands on and create handles with my meditation practice, and really manage a lot of the emotions and thoughts and experiences that all fall under the heading of stress and anxiety. And it helped me right away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thrilled with that outcome. You know, when you experience something transformational, you want to shout it from the mountaintops. And so I shared it with my people in my division in corporate America, and it was really well received. Then, when I got married and became pregnant and decided to stay home with my kids, I taught meditation to the neighborhood mommy and me groups, to my kids' school, Christian school.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it just has always been part of me. When I got into permanent cosmetics, which was a fun artistic endeavor when my girls were getting a little bit older,
Mm-hmm.
I used meditation to put people at ease, to relax them, to put them in a state of mind and of being where most people would actually fall asleep, believe it or not, even though they
Yeah,
were
because you
having.
need that when you're getting that permanent makeup, because it hurts.
It does. And not to fight that, pain, but to embrace it. And so I was able to get them into a state with meditation. So in other words, it's been a constant for me. And I just really, I hired a business coaching team to help
Mm-hmm.
me launch programs and part of my meditation passion into the world so I could be of service. And in doing that, I've also, you know, it's so it's so interesting how God works, because I include God in everything I do. That's just who I
Mm-hmm.
am. And
Well,
I
you'd
include
have to, if for you and I to be friends, like attracts like.
through. And so I'm super excited because I'm going to take a deeper dive in the next. I plan to do it this quarter, but with our pandemic situation, it might be pushed off a little bit, into my kingdom work, which is creating contemplative prayer and meditation work that people can really combine the two, meditation and prayer, and
Mm-hmm.
enter into an optimized, amplified state of blissful prayer. So I'm really super excited about that. That'll be forthcoming.
That
So that's a
sounds
long
amazing.
answer. That's a long answer to your question.
No, that was a really great answer. And so I guess what I'm hearing, because one of my questions was, why that shift? And so it sounds like what I'm hearing is that you had this transformation, with your mental health and your emotional health, that it became like this thing that you were like, you know what, I just can't keep this to myself. I've got to, take this thing bigger, and hopefully on a global scale, with the membership site and all of that, that more people get exposed to this. Is it the dial meditation method, right? And so tell us about the different forms of meditation, because I know you do a specific type, but share with us about the different types of meditations, and then go into the type of meditation you do and why you chose that particular type to be your specialty.
Well, I love that question, because I didn't know when I started my journey with meditation and my deep dive within, that I would be helping other people uh, with this mode of of expansion, if you will.
Mm,
So this
mhm,
came about organically, and I always say it's God's plan too. To where my method that I learned initially was a Tibetan method, and always driven by an overshadowing um, love of God. So I was fortunate enough to work with some amazing Tibetan masters in Los Angeles during this decade of study that I
Mhm.
underwent. And I was able to learn all of these different modalities in meditation. And what I have created in my own method and what makes me unique is that my meditation method is purpose driven, always overshadowed by God, incorporating prayer, but incorporating communion with God,
Mm.
being at one with God. When we pray, we are always asking, right? We're asking, Lord, please bless us, or please help those who need you, or whatever the request usually is. But my hope and my most fervent wish is that my meditation method, especially the upcoming kingdom work that I'm going to create, will help people to be in that state of communion with God
Mhm. And
24.
that oneness.
That oneness. And that's my personal goal, is to achieve that state where I am always in alignment with God's word. So I'm
Mhm.
big into alignment. And that's also part of my method and what makes my system a little bit unique, because I help people on this format
Mhm.
on an electronic distance-based format. So this
Mhm.
is how I roll anyway. And I
Mhm.
help my private clients and my groups to bring their goals and their dreams into the meditation, and then also their obstacles and limitations into the meditation so we can release them. And
Mhm.
it's very dynamic, the methodology is that I've created, because only a couple of pockets of time, and you'll see that when we meditate together, are we sitting in silence. So you can be receptive. Most of the
Mhm.
meditation is guided, so that, especially for the beginner or someone who wants to shift their meditation practice into
Mhm.
something that's driven, those are people that usually respond to my method. They want
Mhm.
something that's specifically purpose driven, but yet open to the
Mhm.
grace out there, to the possibilities. Some other types of meditation are like a transcendental meditation where you are drifting and you're free forming. That's not what I do, but there's great value in all types of meditation. It's like a buffet.
Mhm.
So I
Mhm.
always encourage people to sample the different types of
Yeah.
meditation. There's
Yeah.
also there's also guided meditations and apps that you can listen to nature sounds, and you can kind of repeatedly focus on something. Those are some different types of meditation. What I do is very guided and takes you on a deep dive within,
Mhm.
with the hope that you can connect again to yourself,
Mm.
because us walk around disconnected to
Right.
our
We're
very.
sleepwalking our way through life, and that's what I know about your meditations, is that they do connect one with their true self. And when I told you that I had one of my teammates, we got on the computer and I was like, you have to hear her meditation. And we did. I feel like we did the one that's for sleep, like going to bed, and we did the middle one. And when we were done, it's like I had an experience, but my girlfriend said, "Oh my God, Dorothy-Inez." She was like, "I felt electricity flowing through my body." And she's like, "I'm vibrating." And I said, "I know. That's the power of these meditations, because energy, when you're walking us through this this guidance, I don't want to give anything away, but when you're walking us through this, you are literally experiencing the power of God, and your voice is so anointed as it guides us through this space of oneness with ourselves and with God. Now, one thing I love about you is that you and I are both Christians, but we've both been called to expand our our reach beyond only a Christian audience. And so your language is very universal, and some believers might have a challenge with that as they listen to this phase, because like you said, you're going to be coming out with your other meditations for your kingdom work. So if we have some believers listening in, what might you say to them as they are listening? And you might use words like universal or consciousness. What would you say to those people? Because I remember in the beginning, as I was evolving, like these are words that were only reserved for New Agers, but nobody owns words. So, what would you say to those brothers and sisters that might struggle and miss out on the gift of this powerful work you're doing?
I'm so happy you asked this question. And I am asked this question pretty often. A
Mhm.
lot of folks out there, whatever their denomination is and their belief system and their faith, are afraid of different modalities. They're afraid of dark energies coming through. I've heard pretty much the gamut.
Mhm.
What I have to say about that is quite simply, God created everything. We are experiencing God's creation. He created the universe. He created the planets, the stars, the moon. He created the energies. So if someone is an evolutionist and they experience my meditation, they can still click into the flow and hopefully
Mm.
go deeper and glean some new gifts, if you know what I'm saying. But if
Mhm.
someone is of strong Christian, Judaism, whatever the belief is, I try with all my heart and my intention to be open enough to not limit them, but let them know that God is our creator. We are
Mhm.
able to access these energies. We're able to access them in always a harmless way and a power to do good. And as long as our intention is clean, our intention is aligned with harmlessness, which I'm big into, it's a very
Mhm.
dynamic state of being to be harmless. It's not a weakness, it's a strength. Then we have these energies at our disposal. So when I use universe, and the universe is at your back, that includes God, that includes all of the angels, that includes the energies that are here, that includes the beautiful full moon that He created and set in orbit around our sun so that we can have, or around our earth so that we can have day and night. I pay
Mhm.
homage to God before almost every meditation. I'm in prayer, asking that
Mm.
He present, but to be open so that we don't put anyone off. We don't put limitations on anyone. Yet most people, Dorothy-Inez, that are attracted to my methodology
Mhm.
almost across the board are believers in God.
Mhm.
So if there's anything that people get tripped up on, like let's say chakras or um, internal flow, remember God created all of this.
Mhm.
There can be a misuse of energy out there. There's no doubt.
Absolutely.
There's
Absolutely.
forces and there are people that are some unaware, some not, that manipulate dark energy for dark use. And so that's why we just always keep our intentions at the highest possible level.
Right.
We always endeavor to serve others with love and light, and then always under the heading of harmlessness. And I think when we approach, and call me an idealist, but I think when
Mhm.
we approach life in that way, whatever we're sharing with the world, um, I just think it's going to lift up people. So that is the whole goal here. It's to uplift the consciousness. And what does that mean when we say consciousness? That means your awareness. That means your spiritual self. The part
Right.
of you is eternal. And to lift that up and to join in the group consciousness means just joining brothers and sisters, fellow light workers. What are light
Mhm.
workers? People just trying to do good and share love and light in the world. So
Hmm.
it's really, I think of it in very simple terms.
Right. And we have to keep it simple because otherwise it can just get way too confusing. And so I'm glad. Thank you so much for answering that because I want people to be able to fully experience this. And then, one of the things when I first started evolving in my thinking was like, if I didn't resonate with universe, I just would put God, Jesus, whatever, is resonating for me in that, so that I can, get that experience. So let me ask you one final question before we dive into our meditation. So can you share? Actually, I have two questions. What about the person as they're sitting? Okay, and we're going to go through this guided meditation, which I find guided meditation very helpful because I, like many people who will listen to this, struggle with the silence. And so the guided meditation really helps me to flow. What would you say to people who, even through the guided meditation, find their mind wandering? How can they come back to center?
One of my favorite myths to dispel, uh, it's almost impossible for us to completely clear our minds.
Hmm.
Even the most advanced scholars, either at the Vatican or at the top of the mountain in Tibet, that have had vows of silence forever and meditate for hours on end. It's a discipline and a skill to
Hmm.
clear our mind, and it's near to impossible to completely clear it because God has made our minds so brilliant. So
Hmm.
what I say about that is, if you are hoping to enter into a meditation practice so that you can empty everything out of your mind, I feel like that you're missing the point, because
Hmm.
meditation is the art of garnering and really fine tuning your ability to focus. So when your mind wanders, even in the meditation, and it might and it probably will, that's
Yep.
okay. We
Hmm.
want to be forgiving and gracious with ourselves. All you need to do is bring your attention and focus back to my voice. And if it happens when we're in a few moments of receptive silence, then just bring it back to I'm receptive. Just I'm being receptive. Don't
Hmm.
beat yourself up. Don't have these high pie in the sky expectations that you're going to be completely clear minded. If you have words that approach your radar screen, or thoughts about what's for dinner, or what's happening in the world, or fears that come in, and these are the little blurbs that come onto our radar screen throughout the day, just let them float by like a cloud. So the art of meditation will help you be able to do this instantly over time. So
Hmm.
let that float away. So what are you? You're an observer. You're practicing being an observer of that thought. You're not diving into it. You're not answering it. You're not going into what I'm going to make for dinner, what I'm going to order. None of that. You're just
Mm.
float
Just
by
have
like a
that
cloud.
awareness and let it go. Yeah,
Have that
beautiful.
awareness and let it go, and know and trust I will address this as soon as I'm finished. But right
Mm.
now, I'm focusing my attention on taking a deep dive within, expanding within, and leveling up my whole, really your whole, this part of your life. And
Mhm.
I'm not exaggerating that that's
Mhm.
possible. Possible to level up after one meditation and expand your awareness. Even if
Right.
people are just to glean that one skill, that okay, I don't have to completely empty my mind. Thank goodness,
Mhm.
it's a little
Yeah. It just takes that pressure off.
pressure off. Nor
I
do you
love.
have to statue Dorothy-Inez. If you have an itch, you can
Mhm.
scratch it. Just back to
Yeah.
my voice.
Yes. I love when I took the meditation and the evolution of consciousness with Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith. He's one of my spiritual mentors. And I loved the take he gave me about meditation because I was one of those people think, oh, I just, I can't, and even to this day, I can't, just clear my mind. But I love the way he positions meditation at, like, how you talked about that oneness. And it's an opportunity for us to truly hear from God in that moment, in that silence. It's like he says, think of it as heaven's TMZ. It's the way the way to get the scoop from heaven. And I was like, now I can do that. I'm all about that TMZ, you know? And so meditation, it didn't feel like so much of a task. It's really now the challenge of making the time for it. How do we fit this into our schedule?
That's another good question. And meditation is so much a part of my life, and it has been for all these years, that I meditate for almost an hour every morning. But if I'm pressed and let's say I have an earlier schedule, I might only meditate for 10 minutes. So
Mhm.
again, trying to create a container in your schedule for expansion and for rich grace that you can experience.
Mm.
It's not a chore, it's a privilege and a divine opportunity. So that shift in mindset I hope to share with people, so that meditation isn't such a serious chore that I have to sit there and be this disciplined robot. Oh no, we are
Mhm.
magical, remarkable creatures of consciousness. We are God's children. And
Yes.
for us to simply be able to think of it as, I'm going to be in my mental gym right now. We work out at a gym.
Mhm.
If you want tight biceps, or you want good thighs, or good lean abs, you're going to repeat your activity, your practice. You're going to go 3 times a week, maybe every day, to the gym. Well, this is very similar in a meditation practice, where you are working on your meditation muscle. You're
Mm.
working on doing heavy lifting for the mind and the brain. And the more adept you become, comes with practice, simple practice. So I am okay with my clients having just pockets of 2 minutes throughout the day. Seize those 2 minutes. You can deeply breathe. And when we deeply breathe, we quell the nervous system and we reconnect our head with our bodies. A lot of people yawn a lot, or find themselves deeply sighing. That's a
Mhm.
little that you're cutting off for whatever reason, and a lot of people do it, from your body. Deeply breathing helps you reconnect with your body, helps to quell and relax the nervous system, and brings all systems to go. And that way you can get into that alignment. I call it the soul, mind, brain, emotional alignment. And that's where the flow happens. So if you have 2 minutes in the morning, that's okay. I like to bookend the day, though, for sure, regardless what I'm up to.
So
All
scheduling it is a really great way. It's putting, just like any other appointment.
Just like any other appointment, and it's an appointment with yourself, and an
Mhm.
appointment, a
Your
chance for you.
capital self.
Yeah, yes, your higher self, and it's doing something for you. This is the ultimate self-care and
Mhm.
self-love activity. So I bookend the day with meditation for intention in the morning. I set my intention for the day. It's like setting your
Mhm.
compass. And then I meditate throughout the day. But let's say a beginner will then meditate at night as well. And that is when I have my clients dwell and bathe in gratitude. Gratitude's a big part of every meditation that I guide. But particularly, I like for people to go to sleep in that state
Mhm.
of true gratitude, thankfulness, because that just amplifies your magnet for more things to be grateful for.
Mhm.
It's like saying
Mhm.
to the universe, hey, I'm really thankful for this. Okay, we're going to send you more. I mean, I don't know about you,
Right.
but I'll take more good stuff that I'm going to be grateful for.
Absolutely, especially right now. So, what I want to ask is, because after we're about to do the meditation, how can people learn more about the dial method, and even potentially, have a little bit of the dial method in their life on a daily basis? Tell us how we can connect with that.
Well, I have a website, and I can put it in the chat or in the show notes, however you format
Tell me what
this.
it is, and I will type it in for you.
Hey, it's Jen Dial Meditation slash, or I'm sorry, .com/meditation membership
Okay.
slash. That'll take you straight to the different membership programs that I offer. I harp on repetition because it's the repetition that brings a new skill into your being and creates more habits around that skill. So there's a lot of brain data out there, and I love it. I'm a nerd about all that stuff, about quantum physics and about brain technology. And it takes 67 touch points for your brain to shift into really embracing a concept, a thought form being something that turns into a habit. 67. So if you meditate, and that's just hard data. If you're meditating every day for a couple of months, you're really close to letting that be a habit. And when you get to that flow, Dorothy-Inez, and that, I call it God's grace, it's something that you start to crave. So have you ever started a study or a new skill, diving into it, that at first you thought, oh, I don't know how I'm going to fit this in? Well, and then after a couple of months, you're like, I could never live without this. Yes.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
And this fuel and helps, it's like pouring jet fuel on your goals and your emotions to fuel the thoughts that you decide to dwell upon. And we have a choice every day, folks. We can choose to dwell upon thoughts that are positive, or we can choose to dwell upon thoughts that are full of fear. And that's where we can take our power and control back, even during this pandemic time. Yes, it's a serious state of affairs out there, and people are suffering. And I pray and meditate for those whom are suffering every single day without fail. But we can also choose to take a high road of spreading joy and light and hope. We need hope now more than ever. And what we can do to ground that energy of hope, because we're going to get through this.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Thank you so much. So I put that in the comments so you guys can find her in this fabulous library. There's a lot of juiciness in there. So Jen, let's go ahead and let's dive in, because I need this meditation today.
I'm thrilled and honored to be your guide. And that's all I am, by the way. That's the last thing I want to say before I prep you for a positive meditation. I'm just a guide. I'm helping you shine the light where you want to go. So I'm not a guru. I'm not a master. None of that. I'm a humble servant and a guide. And so it's a pleasure to be here and shine the light. So before we meditate, to set yourself up for a really great experience, take a sip of water or coffee or whatever your beverage of choice is. And isn't this a pretty color of this?
It is. It's one of my favorite colors. You see it in my outfit here. It's one of my favorites. Turquoise, like the sky kind of blue color.
Yes.
It's just so...
right? In my meditation method, I prefer that you're in a seated position. I prefer that your feet are on the ground and your palms are just relaxed and upright on your lap or by your side. With that said, remember, we're going to have a lot of grace, and we're going to be very forgiving of all aspects of ourselves, especially for our beginners. If you need to be prone, if you need to lie to your side for back issues, do what you need to do to be comfortable. You want to be comfortable. You want to be in a real safe environment. I actually have a whole module on road rage. So in those meditations, your eyes are open, right? Because you're driving. But for our meditation and for the meditations that I like to help teach my people, your eyes are closed. And the reason is you want to take a deep dive. Now, if your eyes flutter open, it's okay. As I said before, if you have an itch, scratch it. If you need to shuffle around, no problem. You're not a statue. Remember, if thoughts come onto your awareness, your radar screen, I call it, just observe them. Let them float by like a beautiful cloud. Come back to my voice.
I'm
It's
going to
really
take myself off the screen and I'm going to let you run the show.
okay.
Okay.
That we don't, we aren't interrupted by a sound once our time is up. And I'll try to set it so that you can. So if you need to open your eyes and check where you are, don't worry about it. Just try to focus on my voice as best you can. We're going to roll our shoulders back. I want your rib cage really open. I want your whole being to be sitting in a very positive posture. Your spine is perpendicular to the earth so that spirit can pour into matter. And that's part of our deep dive. We're going to start with the physical, move into our energy body, into our emotions, and then wrap it up with our mental body, which is the mind and the brain. It's a fabulous inner journey. So go ahead and prepare to take my hand and close your eyes. As you close your eyes, you're going to roll your shoulders back again and take a deep, deep breath of gratitude. Breathe gratitude through the nose. Track the gratitude as it leaps down your throat and spills into your magnificent, strong pink lungs. Hold your breath. Now let gratitude dwell within you. Now gently exhale all the fear away from you. That's through your mouth. Exhale through your mouth. Inhale through your nose. As you release fear, the fear may take the form of fear of failure, fear of health issues, fear of financial issues, fear of the pandemic. Whatever your fears are, we're going to release them today, because where fear is, gratitude cannot simultaneously dwell. So we're going to repeat this breath now. When I count to 3, I want you to take a deep, deep, delicious breath of gratitude. 1, 2, 3. We're breathing gratitude in deeply. Now, when you think you've filled your lungs to capacity, top it off with another capper of gratitude. Let your chest cavity expand. Pull the tissue down to the belly button for a full belly breath. Hold your breath. Now, gently exhale through your mouth all the fear away from you. You have released your fears. You are dwelling in a state of gratitude. You are at one with God and the universe right now. You are a vessel of hope and light and love. We are now going to keep our eyes closed, but bring our full attention to the top of the head. We're going to bring all of our focus and attention to the very top of the head. And as we do, we're going to tighten the focus. All of our focus is there. If we have thoughts or ideas that are streaming across our brain, we'll release them to just float away like a cloud. As we focus at the top of the head, we're aware of golden particles pouring into the head now. The golden particles vibrate at a higher frequency, the frequency of the one divine life. Love, healing, like warm butter is spread upon dry, hot toast. These golden particles seep into all the nooks and crannies of our being, enveloping the brain. We're going to practice tracking the golden particles and focusing our attention wherever we decide to pour them. Right now, they're in the brain. So we are going to bring our attention into the brain. First, grounding gratitude for this brain, this remarkable, magnificent entity that's able to conceive, create, think, and drive us forward. We only use 15 to 20% of our brains. So right now, with full intention, allow the golden particles to permeate every cell within the brain and awaken the brain. Gently awaken your brain with intention. The brain is engaged and lit up, delighted to be engaged, delighted to be part of the experience and to be awakened, allowing all these magnificent gifts to bear for you. Access to more creativity, access to more thought forms, new ideas, new creative endeavors. New neural pathways are being created now as the golden particles continue to create new pathways within your brain, opening up to healing, opening up to creativity. And so it is. The golden particles have permeated all the cells in the brain. You feel awake but calm with a new clarity within you. This feeling of awakeness is exciting to you as you feel little tingles in your brain, down your spine, of a renewal, renewing your purpose, renewing your faith, renewing your hope. The golden particles are pooling and flooding around the eye sockets now. Track their progress with your focused attention. We're going to download a new lens today in our eyes so that we can see solutions, we can see hope, we can see opportunities to heal ourselves and heal others. We're going to practice this by keeping our eyelids closed, but lifting your gaze with your eyeballs peering into your brain. Lift your gaze, straining ever so slightly, peering into the brain, and hold that focus. Hold your eyeballs upright. Now drop them down and relax them. We're going to repeat this one more time. When I count to 3, you're going to lift your eyeballs as if you're trying to peer into the brain. Lift them to the top of the eye socket. 1, 2, 3. As you gaze upward and connect deeply with your brain, with your eyes, you are connecting with a new lens, a new capacity for you to see healing opportunities. Now, 1, 2, 3, relax your gaze now. Allow your eyeballs just to relax within the eye socket, recognizing you have connected with the neural pathway back to the brain. You have just refined your vision so that you can see doors that you did not see before. You can see new doors that you can simply open to walk more in your faith. Open these doors to walk more in your purpose. Open these doors to walk more in hope. This is the new lens that you have just downloaded for yourself. And so it is. The golden particles continue to flood into the rest of the head like that warm butter, spreading onto us, seeping into the nooks and crannies, feeling warm and delicious, feeling connected within. The golden particles are washing through the sinuses, moving into the ears, swirling around that outer ear, taking a deep dive into your audio capacity, moving into the neuro pathways from the outer ear into the inner ear to the brain. We're also going to refine our auditory system today so that not only can we hear those magnificent notes of music that we love, or a child's laughter, or the purr of a beloved kitten, whatever those sounds are that bring you joy and pleasure. Not only do you hear those, but you are engaging to listen and understand. We are leveling up your hearing today, setting the intention to be able to connect deeply and listen to other people, listen to the blogs or the podcasts that you listen to understand. Listen to your beloveds and hear the deeper meaning. Glean the need sandwiched between words. Glean and hone in on the beauty and light that people are sharing with you. up-leveling your magnetism so that you are attracting higher consciousness, light, and love. And if those qualities are not present, you simply will not attract that media, those people, the music, whatever you're bringing in to your environment will resonate, because like attracts like. It's the law of magnetic attraction. We're going to allow the golden particles to continue to download such goodness, healing, and reshifts of paradigms within our senses, now moving into the mouth. Track the golden particles as they pour into your mouth, coating the roof of your mouth, the teeth, the gums, your lips, your cheeks, your tongue. Your entire mouth is receiving the golden particles on a cellular and energetic level. And while we dwell in this goodness, as the warm butter-like effect of warmth and connectivity is downloading within our mouths, let's focus on our speech. Our mouths perform so many tasks for us throughout the day. We're so grateful for these mouths. We can breathe, we can drink, we can eat, we can make funny noises and laugh, we can sneeze. All of these modalities of our mouth are joyful. We can also focus on redefining our language. That includes the speech that we share with others, as well as our inner dialogue. That's where we're going to focus right now. We're going to reset the default setting for our speech to be full of joy, positivity, healing, purposeful words. If words are intolerant, hate-filled, separative, discounting, diminishing, we simply will let those words float off into the universe. We need not focus on these words. We are resetting the default setting for our words today so that every word that escapes our lips is cloaked in love, healing, joy, and purpose. And likewise, we are resetting the default setting for our self-talk. We have within our subconscious a looping effect of phrases and words and things that we have accepted as truths from our childhood, maybe even from yesterday. Well, today we're going to take a big, beautiful eraser and erase all of the negative self-talk. Negativity like, I can't possibly do that, I'm not good enough, I don't know what I'm going to do, I'm so scared. All of these phrases that are fear-based and critical and negative, we're erasing today. In their place, we're going to replace them with love, purpose, healing, and goodness and positivity. Those are the words that we're going to allow to dwell within our subconscious. Words and phrases such as love and light. I can handle anything that comes my way. I am so strong and healthy. I am a pillar of health. I love to serve others, and I take good care of myself. I am a beacon of hope for the world. I am rooted in my purpose and in my faith. And I believe I will be a beautiful tool for God to use in the world. I am worthy. I am worthy of love, and I am equipped and able to give abundant love. I dwell in unconditional love. These are the phrases and words that will replace our old self-talk. These words will cycle around and around because 80% of our decisions are rooted in our subconscious. We are reprogramming that today, and so it is. The golden particles continue to pour now into the jaws, creating balance. If you hold tension in your jaws, the golden particles are dissipating that tension now, like little Pac-Men going through and eating up the tension and creating a beautiful, blissful space, a space of energy and power, a space of lightness. The golden particles are now diving down the neck and the throat, expanding this connective space between your head and your body. creating an energy of free flow, of trust, so that you're not cutting off from your body. You're not dismissing your body or criticizing it any longer. You're embracing this body, these arms and legs, and all of your wonderful organs that I call your symphony within you have carried you throughout this life to date and will carry you throughout on this magnificent earth for the rest of your life. Let's pay respect to our bodies and embrace them. Embrace them for the beautiful divine equipment that it is. Our body is able to do so much twisting, jumping, sitting, lying, running, skipping. Let's fill our bodies with gratitude as the golden particles now have an unencumbered portal from the head down through the neck into the body. As the golden particles dance across the shoulders, roll your shoulders back again and acknowledge your shoulders for a moment. Dwell there and bring your awareness to your shoulders. Let's check and see if we're carrying some heavy burdens in our shoulders. Do you find that you're hunched over sometimes? Are you bent over with the burdens of fear and of responsibility and of difficulty? Well, we're going to release those fears and stresses and burdens today. Right now, we're going to allow the golden particles to fill our shoulders with love and light, gratitude, healing. As we do so, I want you to imagine that glitter is falling off of your shoulders, and each little speck of glitter represents a burden that you have chosen to take on or has been thrust upon you. All of that glitter is just floating away. It's golden glitter. It served a purpose at one time or another, but you're releasing those burdens now. Perhaps they're not even applicable any longer, but they're weighing you down. You're releasing them. Roll your shoulders back again and shimmy them just to shake off any of those last bits of glitter and dust. You are now free of those burdens. There's a lightness of being within you as we allow the golden particles to dance down the biceps, acknowledging our beautiful arms, all of the nerves, the fascia tissue, the bones, the muscles, the fluid, the vascular and arterial system, the tendons. It takes so many components to create these arms of ours, and we are downloading gratitude for these beautiful arms. Now allowing your wrists to fill with the golden particles, and now your beautiful palms. Let's focus on our palms, keeping our eyes closed. Focus on the sacred geometry that our Creator has drawn upon your palms. The lines and the curves and the shapes that are on your palms are unique to you and you alone. No one has a palm print like yours. No one has a finger or thumbprint like yours. These beautiful hands of yours with nimble fingers are a gift that is unique and unique to you alone. As we focus on our palms, let's lace our fingers together and allow your palms to become almost like a bowl. And as we do that, we're going to imagine that there's a beautiful gift that's been sent down from the heavens just for you. This beautiful gift is a lotus blossom that's floating on the wings of a dove. It's floating now, this blossom right in front of your eyes, now floating in front of your chest. There it goes, landing ever so softly and naturally in your palms. This lotus blossom is a gift from the heavens, a reminder of your purpose, of your blessings and your gifts, of your ability to heal anything that is still an open wound within you. Allow that lotus blossom to dwell in your palms as your palms have magnetically attracted it. Now imagine this. Imagine the lotus blossom is integrating into your palms. It's disappearing into you, so that now this lotus blossom is part of your palms. As you have received this gift from the heavens, your purpose, your blessings, your ability to heal those old wounds, now those qualities are no longer separate from you. They're part of you. You have the ability within you to heal any of those old emotional, physical, traumatic wounds. You have the ability to dwell in the love and purpose and the blessings that are your divine right. The awareness that you have right now is enhanced. You're aware of an excitement welling up inside of you, that you have so much access, that you are a beautiful conscious being and you're tapping into your true gifts. And as you receive these gifts from the heavens, they're now part of you. No longer are these separate. One day I will do this. One day I'll overcome all of those painful memories. No, you have this in you now as you download the Lotus Blossom, full of your purpose, your blessings and gifts from the heavens, and the ability to heal your wounds. We're going to breathe in a beautiful, bright, white light. Breathing in through your nose, let that white light fill your vessel now. Let it fill your lungs. Hold your breath for just a moment. Now exhale any darkness, any of these old wounds, exhale them away from you. The pain is leaving you. You are no longer dwelling in the painful bondage of things that have happened in the past. This is not your current reality. Yes, those things happened, but now we are in this moment. We are mindful of the gift of our present moment and the fact that we can choose what state we decide to dwell in this very moment. And now we're dwelling in healing, positivity, love, and purpose. This will continue to download within you as we allow the golden particles to now pour down the spine. Track the golden particles and practice your focus as they swirl down your spine, creating strength and wellness, creating a foundation within you that is unlike anything you've ever worked from before, where there may have been spotty bricks that you had as a foundation. Now you have a firm, unshakable foundation of empowerment, healing, purpose, and blessings. The golden particles continue to pour into you now as they pour over the clavicle and shoulders and pour into that rib cage of yours. Open your shoulders back and open your rib cage now. Allow the golden particles to fill your rib cage. Now we're going to imagine our rib cage as strong. There's no weaknesses. There's no pain for past injuries in our ribs. This beautiful protective rib cage we fill with gratitude. This rib cage of ours is protecting the songbird of our heart and our lungs within. So we fill our rib cage with gratitude and strength. As the golden particles fill our rib cage, we're going to focus on our heart for a moment. We're going to allow the golden particles to envelop our heart in that healing energy and love and purpose. Allow the heart to dwell in that loving, healing state. Now turn inward and listen to your heartbeat. The thump, 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 thump. That is your heartbeat. That is your rhythm. That is your heart beating. Tap into that inner strength that you have. Your heart never stops. It's robust, bringing life force and goodness and healing into every cell of your body. Let's track that circulation right now as we up-level our heart's health. We're going to picture our heart as really vital and robust and strong. The chambers are all open. There is a robust beat. Your heart is creating oxygen-rich blood from its sister, the lungs, and distributing this life force throughout you. So just like empty freeways, we're going to picture our veins and arteries, and we're going to allow the golden particles to join in this circulation, allowing purpose, self-healing, and love, all of the compassion, all of the strength and empowerment that our heart brings us, all the strength. That is what's circulating throughout your body now. You have intentionally upgraded your circulatory system so that love, empowerment, and healing are reaching every nerve, every single part of your inner symphony of your body from your head to your toes. You're now vibrating at an even higher frequency. You feel excited. You feel a warmth and a tingling throughout your entire body now as all the cells in your body are receiving the golden particles. As the golden particles now fill your lungs, bringing your lungs into a state of excellence, health, and robust vitality. There's no weakening of the lungs. Your lungs can inhale any germ or toxin and quickly exhale without embedding those toxins in your body. Allow this paradigm to be your new one for your lungs and for your respiratory system so that you are impervious in your mindset to bringing in any toxicity into your body. You are vibrating at a high frequency of health, wellness, healing. There's simply no place for toxins or germs to set down within you. Take another deep breath of sublime white light. Let that white light fill you and illuminate all of the massive amounts of beauty and strength and power within you. You have so much capacity within you. Now gently exhale any doubt, worry, or anxiety away from you as we allow the golden particles to continue to descend into all of our organs now. All of these little instruments, I look at them all like parts of my symphony. Violinists, the brass section, the woodwinds. Just a beautiful, beautiful, gratitude-based symphony of health and robust wellness. The golden particles are moving into your hips now, into your thighs, into your knees, down your calves. Wiggle your toes. Your entire body is glowing with a new healthy golden glow. You have accessed deep healing on another level. You recognize the amount of empowerment that you have blossoming from within, rooted within your very being as you anchor wellness, faith, hope, trust, purpose, and healing within your vessel. Those golden particles are moving out into your energy field now, lifting that up as well. As we allow them to move now into our emotional body, we're going to imagine a beautiful lake. We're going to allow this to be our safe harbor for our emotions. The lake is deep, safe, warm. Tall mountain peaks surround the lake, protecting it. Only you can access your emotional lake. This lake is where we're going to pour all of our emotions. We're going to start with our fear-based emotions that are still lying within us. We're going to allow those emotions to sink to the bottom of the lake. Then we'll pour our happy, love-based emotions into the lake. So begin right now by letting all of the fear that still resides within you pour into the lake. These fear-based emotions form a boulder, a black boulder that's sinking, sinking, sinking to the bottom of the lake. Sorrow, fear, uncertainty, isolation, loneliness, responsibility, pressure, anxiety, all of these emotions have sunk to the bottom of the lake. They're hitting the bottom of the lake now where they will rest until called upon. These emotions are also part of our divine experience here on earth, but we need not allow them to color our day. They will be called upon intentionally. Otherwise, they're resting now. Now we're going to focus on the love-based emotion. We're going to pour all of our compassion, sisterhood, brotherhood, connection, hope, trust, faith, forgiveness, grace. All of these exquisite love-based emotions are pouring into the lake, but they're not sinking. They're dancing on the surface of the lake, creating such a sublime, lovely environment in the lake, shifting the entire energy of the lake to that of love, expansion, higher consciousness, healing. So much beauty and love within this lake now. We can't wait to climb into the lake. So imagine yourself easing into the lake. You're in a shallow part of the lake, and the water's warm, and there's a fragrance of jasmine on this beautiful warm atmosphere. As you ease into the lake, you're able to float on your back effortlessly, held up, buoyant by all the love in the water of your emotional body. You're aware of love and compassion and forgiveness lapping all over your body from your toes to your head. Your body's absorbing this energy. It's warm, it's loving, it's absolutely delicious. You are reveling in this lovely experience of unconditional love. This is your loving emotional lake, full of unconditional love and forgiveness. Anytime you need to access your lake, it is there for you. It is there for you so that you can dwell in this space. This is your divine natural right. Now, before you know it, that lotus blossom that was gifted to you from the heavens is floating right above your chest. But it has doubled in size now, anchoring within your heart all of those gifts of your purpose, of your ability to heal, of the blessing and gifts from the heavens. All of these exquisite, up-leveling energies are downloading within your heart, allowing your emotional body to be in a state of love and support of the rest of your experience. We're now going to shift our attention to the mental body. The mental body consists of the brain and the mind, and we've already awakened this massive brain of ours. We're going to just delight in our brain, quivering with excitement, creating new ideas, new creative endeavors, new things, new pathways for us. We're going to align the mind directly over the brain now. The mind is God's exhale. It's the rain cloud of knowable things. This massive mind is now a beautiful rain cloud that's right over your brain, right over your head. We're going to allow that rain cloud of knowable things to shower all the goodness and all the blessings and answers to prayer onto your brain. Allow those raindrops to fall upon you. Each raindrop represents a blessing. Each raindrop represents a new creative endeavor, a new idea, a new concept, a new thought that you have, a new positive shift, a new fresh mindset. You're just experiencing them on so many levels now. You are quivering with delight, excited to live in this life that you have now shifted your mindset about. You have no limits. You are a being of healing, love, and light. As these beautiful raindrops continue to pour upon your brain is alive and excited and engaged, creating new thoughts that will be cloaked in new emotions that will play out into new activities and new habits. You are aligned. You are in alignment with your soul, mind, brain, emotional, physical, and energetic bodies. You are in the flow. You are receiving grace. Spirit is pouring into matter. You are in that beautiful universal energy. Anything is possible. We're going to repeat our mantra several times. For this meditation, it's always organic. It comes as a result of the group. And join me in reciting it silently or audibly. Then we will breathe in a deep breath, and then as we exhale, we will audibly express the Om. The Om brings the essence of the meditation into the universe, into the world, into your neighborhood. It's simply grounding all of the ground that we covered in our exquisite meditation today. As you sit receptive right now to the beautiful expression of your purpose, repeat our mantra with me. I stand receptive to my purpose. 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 Om. receptive to your purpose. You have aligned all parts of your being so that spirit might pour into matter. You are in a state of at-one-ment with God, with the Creator. You are in the universal flow. You have released all fears, all limitations, all uncertainties and doubts and anxieties, and replaced them with a beautiful white light and gratitude. You are in a state of bliss. This state is your rightful state of being, and this is the state that will be your natural state of being going forward. Now, placing your palms in front of your heart center, my soul recognizes the light in yours. Namaste. Amen. You may relax your attention. You may open your eyes when you're ready to. You may take your time if you need to. Be gentle with yourself. You took a deep dive within. You expanded your container to hold even more of God's grace. You have aligned with the universal flow and energy. And I have a feeling we went over time because my hourglass is empty, my purple hourglass. So my hope is that you will bring all of the gifts that you gleaned into your dream life and your waking state. This is a great time to journal right after a deep dive like this. In the next coming days, be aware of any new thoughts, awarenesses, new ideas, new plans, and jot them down.
So, thank you so much, Jen, for bringing that gift to us today. Those that stayed on, I hope you're experiencing peace. And I recommend, like Jen said, is take this time to go and journal. What came up? What did you experience during this time? And know that you can access this feeling anytime you choose to access it. And again, look in the comments to see Jen's website, because she's got this beautiful library that's available to you each and every single day if you choose it. So Jen, thank you so much for being here today and sharing the gift that is you with us. And I look forward to connecting with you again soon. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Have a blessed day.